Every era of college football tells a story. Some are written by champions, some by controversy, and some by questions that never got answered. Because not every season is decided on the field, some matchups live forever in arguments, in rankings, in what ifs. This is a world where those questions don't linger. This is a world where the game gets played. No committees, no hypotheticals, no opinions disguised as truth. Just 4 quarters, on field, nowhere to hide. What if Miami and Ohio State weren't separated by debate, but by execution? What if the only voice that mattered was the scoreboard? Tonight, we don't rewrite history, we let it unfold. I'm Jimmy Pilato. This is the CFP that had to be played, and now calling the action from the booth, Frankie, the Horn Calderon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Rise of the Roadrunners production, Far End of the Bench podcast production. Thank you very much to Jimmy Pilato in our studio. I am Frankie, the Horn Calderon. You've heard us through the Rise of the Roadrunners series, where we had the UTSA Roadrunners go all the way to the national championship, defeating the Duke Blue Devils. Excuse me. There's so much excitement in the booth today. I'm just having a hard time containing myself and controlling my tongue. I am very excited to have been given this opportunity from the Far End of the Bench podcast to be on the call for these national quarterfinal games, starting with the number 2 seed Ohio State Buckeyes and the number 10 seeded Miami Hurricanes. The Hurricanes, led by Coach Mario Cristobal, had a lot of controversy getting to this spot. They've jumped Notre Dame in the final week of the season. Neither team played in their conference championship. On the other side, Ohio State did play in their conference championship, where they met Fernando Mendoza, the future Heisman winner, and now they sit at a big number 2 seed, hosting a quarterfinal matchup here in the Cotton Bowl. Welcome to AT&T Stadium. The teams have taken the field, and we are just about set for kickoff. Thank you very much again for tuning in to the Far End of the Bench podcast and 94.3 The Bird. Let us know your predictions in the comments below. Who is going to take home this opening quarterfinal matchup? Miami will be kicking off to start the game. Ohio State will begin on offense with Heisman finalist Julian Sayin, as now we have a return coming from about a yard deep in the end zone. Nice cut move there, able to make it out to the 22 before he's corralled by a pack of Hurricanes. Here come the Buckeye offense. They have been explosive. They have been exactly what they've needed to be so far this season. Freshman running back Bo Jackson giving a great Robin to Julian Sayin's Batman. Obviously, we know about the talent on the outsides. Jeremiah Smith, Cardale Tate. Let's see how this Buckeye offense chooses to attack this very vaunted Miami Hurricane defense. First play, shotgun run to the right. That is number 20, James Peoples. He's going to pick up a gain of 8 yards, and now second down and 2 upcoming for the Buckeyes. Spread formation once again. Sayin on the option keep. He's going to find a lot of room, cutting across the hash mark almost to midfield. An underrated part of this young quarterback's game. Julian Sayin able to keep the drive going with his feet there on a big run coming off the read option. Miami did not look like they were prepared for that. They thought that Sayin was going to be giving that all the way. 2 tight ends in the formation. Now Bo Jackson gets the handoff on the left side. Big hole for the freshman. This Buckeyes team is coming out and laying the hammer down. 3 straight running plays. And we talked all about their explosiveness on the outside. Sayin now going to throw for the first time today. Ooh. Early contact. And that is going to draw a flag. We'll have our first penalty of the Cotton Bowl game. It is going to be pass interference against Thomas on Miami, and that's going to move the chains for yet another Buckeye first down, now threatening on the edge of the red zone. Handoff goes to Bo Jackson straight up the middle. Ooh, good broken tackle in the open field. He's able to fight his way inside the 5 all the way down to the 2-yard line. Smash mouth football from Ohio State so far. You got to love it if you're a Buckeyes fan. Brutus dancing on the sidelines. They don't seem to be carrying a Big Ten or a bye week hangover at all whatsoever right now. First and goal. Bo Jackson gets a handoff inside. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Ohio State strikes first. That was a surgical march down the field. Julian Sayin had the long run on the read option keep, but it was mainly the offensive line and the running backs that carried that one through. We're going to get a flag here on the PAT. Might have been contact with the kicker. Miami all out of sorts, playing a little bit emotionally, and that's not going to bode well for them right now, because we saw how fast Ohio State was able to race out to a huge lead last year in this quarterfinal round. Roughing the kicker will be assessed on this kickoff, so I doubt we're going to have a return. This one's going to land about 9 yards deep in the end zone and just going to get a touchback here. So Miami behind Carson Beck, their transfer quarterback from Georgia, will start at their own 25-yard line. Big upset win last weekend in College Station. It was a defensive struggle. Beck and this Hurricanes offense definitely want to put a better performance forward than what they had a week ago. Beck's going to hand it off, first play from scrimmage, and that is a tough 4-yard run straight up the middle. Brings up 2nd down and 6. Miami with a trips formation to Beck's right. Single receiver left side. Another handoff, this one good for a gain of 4 once again. Caleb Downs coming up from his safety position to make the stop there. 3rd down and 2 upcoming for this Hurricanes offense. Tight end in a wing position to the left side. Running back will go in motion. Beck gonna throw, and that one, nice defense, broken up right at contact. Miami goes 3 and out on their first possession and gives the ball right back to the Buckeye offense. We'll have a punt return here set up from the 20 along the right hash mark, moving up the field now. Finds decent amount of space. He's able to get it back for about 13 yards, all the way to the 33-yard line. Double twins formation for the Buckeyes. Here's Sayin on offense, finds a receiver. That is his first pass completion of the day, and that one goes for a gain of 11. Brandon Innes gets the first reception of the quarterfinal round. Buckeyes in a bunch formation left. Running back also to that side. They're going to toss it, try and get to the edge. Jackson able to gain 6 yards there, excuse me. Not a bad play design, but it's going to bring up 2nd down and 4. Right at about midfield. Sayin trying to get Miami to show their hand. Throws right to his receiver, Jeremiah Smith, who breaks the tackle now into the open field. Jeremiah Smith was a huge X factor a season ago. Dealt with some injuries down the stretch. Wasn't 100% in the Big Ten championship game, but that pass play shows that he's looking right for this round. Sayin going deep again into double coverage. That one nearly brought down, but it's going to be swatted to the turf. Bring up 2nd down and 10 with about 1:09 left in the first quarter. Sayin under center with 2 tight ends in the formation. Handoff goes to Bo Jackson. He tries to cut back to the right, and he's only going to get forward for about 2. First 3rd down for the Buckeyes. Bunch formation to the right. Jeremiah Smith is the single receiver left. That's where the ball is going to go. Sayin finds Jeremiah Smith for a gain of 8. That'll be good enough for a Buckeye first down inside the red zone. 2 tight ends to the right side now. Sayin on the read option keep once again, finds a lot of space. Good blocking from this Ohio State offensive line. He's going to get about a gain of 10, brought down just shy of the first down marker. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So far, one team is converted on 3rd down. The other team is still searching for a little bit of rhythm. Miami doesn't want to play catch up with this explosive Buckeye offense. Second down and inches from the 7-yard line. Sayin out of the shotgun. He's going to keep it on the read option again and go forward all the way down to the 3. That'll pick up the first down and set his offense back up with a 1st and goal. Bunch formation right. Handoff straight up the middle. Bo Jackson in for his 2nd touchdown of the day. And he gives the crowd a nice salute. 13-0. Miami has no answers for this Buckeyes ground attack. Extra point is up and good. 9 plays, 68 yards. Total time of possession, 3 minutes and 14 seconds. on that scoring drive, brought to you by the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Check out Nico and Jimmy every Thursday at FEOTB Pod. Bookmark FEOTBpod.org. We're going to be rocking with you through the rest of these college football playoffs. We have more quarterfinal matchups coming after the conclusion of this one. Kickoff will be brought down in the end zone for a touchback, so Beck will start at the 25 once again. Handoff goes up the middle. That is a good gain of 6 for Johnson. Matt Patricia in this Buckeyes defense has been the strong point all season long. Caleb Downs, obviously a huge factor from his safety position, but they have really good cornerbacks on both sides as well. Beck has 3 receivers out to his right side. He's going to check it down to his running back, and good tackle in the open field there. Arvell Reese, coming from his middle linebacker position, able to make the tackle on Johnson. A couple yards deep in the backfield. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8 now for Carson Beck in this Hurricanes offense. Crowd starting to come alive here in the Cotton Bowl. Beck under pressure, he throws, complete to his running back, and he's not going to get the 1st down yardage. Stopped 2 yards short. That is a huge play, big time step up from this Ohio State defense. And now their offense has a chance to make this a 3-score contest before halftime. Punt return starts from about the 23. He's able to fight all the way up to the 38-yard line. Nice little flip of field position. Couple 1st downs and you're in field goal range. We know that the Buckeyes are looking for more here. On the play action fake, Sayan's going to find Jeremiah Smith on the in-cutting route. That's going to be good enough for a 1st down into Miami Hurricane territory. Sayan has looked very sharp in the opening of this one. Buckeyes are able to find a lot of open space in this Miami defense. Sayan once again from the shotgun. Now he's going to step up and run with it. Slides down before taking the contact. That's going to be a gain of 9. He's already up to a total of 40 yards rushing on the day. Miami trying to play man defense, and they're just not accounting for the athleticism of Julian Sayan right now. Smith and Carnell Tate lined up to the left side of the formation. This is going to be a counter play. Bo Jackson breaks a couple tackles in the backfield, and he fights forward for another 1st down. Already 2 touchdowns on the ground, and he has 55 yards on 7 attempts. Closing in on the 2-minute timeout. Spread formation here, 2 receivers to either side. Running back lined up to the left of Sayan. It's going to be a handoff. There's Peoples. He's trying to make it to the right edge, but he's going to be run down from the backfield for no gain. That's going to bring us to the 2-minute timeout. Buckeyes lead this one 14-0. They have the ball at the 33-yard line of Miami. 2nd down and 10. RPO play here, going to Carnell Tate, who breaks a tackle, now gets across 1st down yardage all the way into the red zone. Nice 16-yard gain there on the RPO screen play. That sets Ohio State back up in the red zone where they've converted 2 times already. Handoff goes to Bo Jackson. He's going to fight his way forward for a gain of 3. Got to think that they're going to start tossing the ball to the end zone here. They're just trying to make sure their young quarterback gets into a rhythm. Pass play from Sayan. He finds his tight end out of the bunch formation. Nearly enough for a 1st down. He's going to be brought down just short. Miami will call their 1st timeout of the game. Heavy formation now for the Buckeyes. Sayan under center. Takes the snap, play action fake, throwing deep into the end zone. Jeremiah Smith is there. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Two receptions, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith has come to play in this playoff matchup. An 8-play, 62-yard scoring drive for what was a majority of the season the #1 team in the country. They definitely have something to prove coming out of that Indiana matchup. This kickoff return coming from about a yard deep. He'll make it back to the 15-yard line only. So now Beck staring down a 3-score deficit. His offense has not been able to convert a 1st down yet in this half. 1:19 left to play before the halftime break. Handoff goes to Johnson. He finds a little bit of space along the left side. Only going to make it forward for a yard. That's Fletcher Jr., excuse me. Mark Fletcher Jr. not able to find a rhythm here, much like most of this Miami offense. Pass goes to the middle, and that one going to be broken up at contact. 3rd and 9 for Carson Beck and the Hurricanes offense. Fletcher Jr. to the right of Beck. He's going to look to pass, finds an open receiver, and that will be the first down for this Miami offense. They take a quick timeout, trying to conserve as much clock as possible. They do have plenty of time to try and get in the scoring range, but defense has been stingy up until this point. Beck under pressure, he's going to pull it down, finds some space, a hole in the zone, and he's able to get forward for a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Hurricanes move into a hurry-up set. Beck under pressure again. He's going to go deep, overshoots his receiver. Hurricanes fans are not going to be happy. They thought there was contact there a little bit before, but the flag stays in the referee's pocket. 3rd and 4. 24 seconds before the break. Beck throwing under pressure, and it's going to be knocked away to the turf. This vaunted Miami offensive line has not been able to stand up in the big moments. Carson Beck has a lot of pressure in his face. He's been hurried most of the night. Now we have a punt and possibly more points from this Ohio State team. Few broken tackles on that punt return. That's going to set up this Buckeyes offense at the 36-yard line. 5 wide receivers in the formation. Sayin will be throwing this one as far as he can. Puts his whole body into it. Oh, Ennis comes down with the catch. What a play. He cocked that thing back from the heavens and just let it fly. Brandon Ennis gets him into field goal range, and that is what Ohio State is going to attempt here. Kick is up and good. There will be 2 seconds remaining on the clock, but Ohio State makes it a 4-score ball game, 24-0. An immaculate first half from Julian Sayin. Big rushing totals from Bo Jackson, 2 touchdowns already. This kickoff is going to be fielded at the goal line, and they will bring it out. That is the last play of this first half. What an offensive showing, flexing your muscles, whatever you want to call it. Ohio State, like we said, was the #1 team up until they lost to now the #1 team in the country. If you thought this was going to be a cakewalk, you were sadly mistaken. I know that most of the teams that had byes, all the teams that had byes last year in that first round did not come out and play very well, but Ohio State was one of those teams that forced that narrative. Jeremiah Smith also finding the end zone with 51 yards receiving. Carson Beck in this Miami offense just unable to get anything going in the right direction. Miami will receive, so they have the chance to see if they can make a game out of this one. As of now, I'm sure there's a lot of Notre Dame fans that are crying, saying that should have been them, and Texas A&M fans for that matter. Kickoff only able to get out to the 11-yard line this time, so a struggling Miami offense is going to have 89 yards in front of them if they want to bite into this 24-point deficit. Fletcher gets the handoff, first play from scrimmage, and he's going to get dropped in the backfield. Caden Curry with a big tackle for loss there. 2nd down and 12 upcoming. Miami wants to try and play balance. They know that their offense is predicated on the run game. They just can't get anything going. Beck now looking to throw. He's under pressure. Ball is out on the turf. Ohio State will get the recovery. And whatever little hope you were holding on to in South Beach might have just evaporated with that one. Kenyatta Jackson Jr. with the sack. Forced the fumble, and now Ohio State already up 24, set up from the 4. Peoples going to get the handoff. Fights his way all the way down to the 1. Miami's defense seeing if they can bail their offense out. This is going to be a tough task with what they've been able to do so far. Peoples get another handoff here, and he's tackled in the backfield this time. Nearly back to the original line of scrimmage. Ball all the way down to the 3, 3rd down and goal. Sayin with a bunch to his right. He's going to throw on 3rd and goal. Finds a receiver. Open in the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Brandon Innes gets into the end zone. Coach Ryan Day has quieted a lot of critics this year, beating Michigan in the rivalry game in the Big House. I know that it wasn't a Big Ten championship season. They still haven't won one of those since 2020, but this is a performance that Buckeye Nation can be proud of. You know your coach had them ready to go. Cannot say the same for Mario Cristobal, and now we're back where we were left at the end of the season. Should they keep him? Is it worth it? Obviously, you're not going to fire your coach after a playoff run, but things have not been what Miami fans and what Miami boosters have wanted. Kickoff return out to the 15-yard line, so Beck has another long field in front of him. One of the most experienced quarterbacks in all of college football. He's going to throw here, screen pass set up for Fletcher on the left side. He's going to find a lot of open space, gets across the 25, and that'll be good enough for a first down. See if that gets Miami offense going here. 1st and 10 from the 27. Fletcher going to get the handoff, and he's dropped in the backfield, so I spoke too soon. Caden Curry must have heard me all the way up here from the booth. And you can hear how well Ohio State has traveled to this one. Mo Bamba in Carson Beck's ears. He's going to try and throw here under pressure, and that one's going to be knocked off the defensive lineman's helmet. Edric Houston, who came up with a fumble recovery on the last series, right in Beck's face there. He gets the deflection. 3rd down and 14. Beck going deep, and it's picked off. Interception at the 40. Now we have a return past midfield. Breaks a tackle now all the way out to the Canes 45. Carson Beck trying to make something happen, and he just forced an error. 2nd turnover in as many possessions here in the second half. Ohio State is going to be able to probably put a couple more on the board. Davison Igbusian with the interception. 1st and 10 from the Canes 44. Handoff goes to Peoples. Peoples will get a nice gain all the way out to the 26-yard line. Trips to the left side for Sayin here. He's going to play action fake. Going to his tight end. Nice open spot there in the zone. Fights all the way down to the 10-yard line. Claire able to make the big play and the conversion. That gets the Buckeyes back within striking distance. 10 yards to go. They can get a first down without converting a touchdown. What should be 1st and goal here from the 10. Innes goes in motion. He's going to get the jet sweep. That one stuffed out in the backfield. Armand Blunt not fooled by the pre-snap motion. 2nd and goal from the 14. They did change it to goal to go situation. Sayin looking to throw. Finds Claire once again. It gets back some of the yardage that was lost. Max Claire gets the ball down to the 6-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 6. Sayin throwing to Jeremiah Smith. Wide open. Touchdown, Buckeyes. With 1:14 left to go in the 3rd quarter, the Buckeyes open up a 37-point deficit on the Miami Hurricanes. Hurricanes' first ever playoff appearance is going to end in a tragic way. But if you talk to a lot of fans around the country, it never should have began in the first place. Extra point up and good. 5 plays, 44 yards, and 1 minute and 57 seconds time. That scoring drive once again brought to you by the Far End of the Bench podcast and this YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. Tell us who you think is going to win the next round matchup. Is it going to be Indiana, who is going to also punch their ticket into the semis? We have more of these quarterfinal matchups coming your way. Don't you worry, and make sure that you are subscribed for the rest of the rise. Beck in the shotgun, play action fake, going to his tight end there, finds nice spacing on that spacing route. Beck up to 45 yards total passing on the day, 1 interception and a fumble. First down and 10 for Miami from the 31. Fletcher goes in motion to the right side. Beck is going to throw, finds a receiver. He's brought down in the open field. Nice gain of 8 yards. That is Malachi Toney with his first catch of the day. Matt Patricia has done an excellent job of keeping Fletcher and Toney, Beck's big weapons, under containment today. Good mix of man and zone here. Double play action fake. Beck going to his tight end. That was a hospital ball waiting. And it is broken up at contact. 3rd and 2. Miami has struggled on third downs today. No conversions yet. Beck in the shotgun. Read option. He keeps it, and he's stuffed in the backfield. That will bring us to the end of the third quarter, and that is just a perfect way to sum up this game. Ohio State has come out and punched Miami in the mouth, dominating in every facet of today's contest. Now we're going to get a punt return for the opening play of the fourth quarter. Cristobal, even though he's down by 38 points, not willing to go for it on 4th and 6. This punt will land at the 20. Innes is going to set up a return from there. Nice cut move at the 30. 10-yard return there. That'll set up Julian Sayin and this offense once again, see if they can put 40 points in this quarterfinal matchup. Cotton Bowl scoreboard has been getting a workout. Unfortunately, it's only on one side. That deep post intended for Jeremiah Smith. First time that we've seen him drop a pass all day. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Buckeyes. Julian Sayin on the read option again. He keeps it, finds a lot of space, and he'll slide down well past first down yardage. 52 yards total rushing for Julian Sayin. Also add in probably another 130 passing right now. We'll see what Ohio State wants to do here. Sayin reaches from the heavens, drops it into the bucket. Jeremiah Smith all alone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. It was only a matter of time before he was going to get past the defense. His 2nd touchdown of the contest, 3rd touchdown of the contest, excuse me. Wow. Jeremiah Smith absolutely lighting up the Canes secondary. That was just pure speed. Total is out to 45 now in favor of the Buckeyes. This one will be returned from about the 2-yard line. Spin move there. And he's able to get past the 15 out to the 19-yard line. Beck in the shotgun trying to run a read option there. Leaves it with his running back, and that is going to go forward for not a big gain. We'll just put it that way. Beck now in the pass formation. He finds Malachi Toney trying to make a move there. Unable to do so. 3rd and 10 upcoming. Beck looking to throw, finds the receiver now open. Miami trying to put together some sort of pride on this drive. Winner of this contest will await the winner of number 3 seed Georgia, number 6 seed Ole Miss. Ole Miss beating Tulane in the first round. Georgia obviously not having played yet. You will see them coming up here in just a little bit on the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel. Beck able to convert the first down on 3rd and 10 now. Brings up 2nd down and 8 from the 45. Under pressure, he's able to find Malachi Toney. Another first down on this drive. Trips formation to the right side, single receiver left. That is Malachi Toney by himself. Beck looks that way, fires. Toney makes the reception, good for a gain of 9. 2 and 15 left to go before the end of this one. This will most likely be the last play if it is completed, and it is, before the 2-minute timeout. Beck now crosses 100 yards passing, and the Hurricanes have a little bit of momentum here on this series. Fletcher Jr. in the backfield to his left. Beck in the shotgun. He's going to hand off. He'll play action fake. Goes over the middle. Receiver is able to make the catch in traffic, but that is good for a gain of 6. Once again to throw. Oh, nice open spot there in the zone, middle of the field. Ohio State looks like they're just trying to get out of this one. Ray Joseph, number 5. That's his 4th catch of the day. Bring the ball all the way inside the 15, to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for Miami from there. Beck throws in the middle. That one trying to go to Fletcher Jr. Unable to maintain the catch through contact. 1:01 left to play in this opening quarterfinal matchup. The Cotton Bowl has been a good one so far. Gonna throw once again, finds his tight end, and that is good enough for a first down. Alex Berman doing what he can. Buckeyes fans, let us know how you feel if you're not able to keep this shutout. Is it still worth it? 45-7, is that still good enough for you? Handoff, Fletcher Jr. into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. The Hurricanes make sure that their side of the scoreboard does work. A little too little too late, if you ask me. They did not come out to play from the opening jump. If they had that kind of production throughout most of the game, who knows what would have happened. But Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Smith, Bo Jackson, and this defense outside of one series, that scoring drive for Miami, 12 plays, 81 yards, took a total of 4 minutes and 26 seconds off the clock. Now we're going to get a kickoff and probably a couple plays before the end of this one. Scoring drive brought to you by the Far End of the Bench podcast. We appreciate you tuning in for this opening quarterfinal matchup. Make sure you tune in. We have Ole Miss in Georgia, Indiana, and Alabama, as well as Texas Tech versus Oregon coming your way throughout the rest of these 48 hours. Split T formation for the Buckeyes. They're just going to hand it off. Bo Jackson gets back to the line of scrimmage, and now the clock will run from 26 seconds. This will be our last play of the game. Sayin will keep it. He's going to get forward for a gain of 3, and that is where we end this one. Your Cotton Bowl Classic champions, Ohio State. Coach Ryan Day gets the Buckeyes the victory, 45-7. We appreciate everybody who's tuned in so far. Like we mentioned a couple times, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you check out the Far End of the Bench podcast. We are going to send it back to the studio with Jimmy Pilato for some closing thoughts and get you all set up for our next quarterfinal matchup, which will be Indiana taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide. For myself, Frankie the Horn Calderon, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time on the CFP That Had to Be Played.
Some games leave room for debate. This wasn't one of them. Tonight didn't answer a question, it ended one. Ohio State didn't just win this game, they erased doubt. From the opening drive, the Buckeyes dictated pace, controlled the line, and made it clear this matchup wasn't about rankings or resumes, it was about readiness. Miami came in with belief, Ohio State left with certainty. 45-7. In this universe, that score tells the entire story. Not because Miami didn't belong, but because Ohio State was undeniable. This is what happens when questions meet 4 quarters. And this is what the CFP that had to be played is all about. No hypotheticals, no second guessing, just the field deciding who moves forward. So with the Cotton Bowl settled, the bracket turns. Because coming up next, we head west to Pasadena, to tradition, to the most iconic stage college football has, the Rose Bowl, where the top teams seeded step into the spotlight. Number 1, Indiana versus number 8, Alabama. A matchup nobody expected and nobody gets to ignore. One program chasing legitimacy, the other defending legacy. Same rules, same universe, same truth waiting to be revealed. That game had to be played. I'm Jimmy Pilato, and we'll see you in Pasadena.
If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit on the far end of the bench.